Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Cover Zero podcast, the show where I cover the least in the best way possible. I'm your host, Jason Wells. Today is Friday, October 10th. Another great week of football upon us. A lot of random trades that just happened. A couple of really big finds that we need to talk about too. It's a relatively full episode. Honestly, these NFL weekly updates have just kind of been a few things here and there, but the NFL gave me a lot to talk about and gave you a lot to listen about. That makes sense. Let's go with it. This episode, as always, previewing these Week 6 games, going over the NFL weekly update, and of course the blind Thursday night football preview. I don't think I have anything really to any matchups or anything to really talk about. Obviously, we got a few good matchups, as we always do. But yeah, I guess let's just get right into this NFL weekly update. Joe Flacco and a 6th round pick get traded to the Bengals for a 5th round pick. Good-ish news for the Bengals, I guess. Actually, not true. Good news for Jamar Chase and T. Higgins fantasy owners, because Joe Flacco will be able to throw the ball relatively closer to those guys. Bad news for Joe Flacco for going... The Browns' offensive line was okay, not very good. The Bengals' offensive line is one of the worst in the league. Joe Flacco is old. Joe Flacco cannot move. Joe Flacco is going to get killed. It would not surprise me if at halftime, they play the Packers this week, if Joe Flacco pulls a Vontae Davis and he retires and says, fuck this, I quit. Because, he's going to get killed behind there. This move doesn't really make sense for the Bengals. The Bengals, for some reason, think that they're still in a position to make the playoffs, and that's absolutely not true. Joe Flacco changes none of that. Is Joe Flacco an upgrade over Jake Browning? Yes, he's a huge upgrade over Jake Browning. That just shows how bad Jake Browning is. Joe Flacco is a really bad quarterback. Joe Flacco is one of the worst starters you can have in the league right now. Jake Browning just shouldn't be an NFL quarterback. That's just kind of the distinction there. It's a move where they hope that Burrow can come back, but at the end of the day, Flacco might win them 1 or 2 games in that stretch. The offensive, again, everything is still terrible outside of Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Trey Hendrickson. And Trey Hendrickson should also get traded. Regardless, again, it doesn't really mean anything. The Browns, congrats on getting value back for Joe Flacco, I guess. It is funny that they have traded 3 QBs this season so far. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Kenny Pickett, and now Joe Flacco. They're going with the youth movement. They are going with Dylan Gabriel, obviously, as QB1, and Shedeur Sanders as maybe QB2. It might be Bailey Zappi. Either way, we will be seeing more Dylan Gabriel. We will see Shedeur at some point because they have to figure out if they have something at QB before next year's draft when they have 2 first-round picks. Weird trade. Don't know why the Bengals made it. Tons of sense why the Browns made it. We'll keep going here. Another Browns trade. The Browns trade cornerback Greg Newsome and a 2026 6th-round pick for Tyson Campbell and a 2026 7th. So corner for corner trade. Greg Newsome, Tyson Campbell. Honestly, on the same tier of players for me. Both have had big moments. Both have had low lights. The only real distinction between the two of them is Tyson Campbell has a huge contract. Greg Newsome's on the last year of his rookie deal. So to me, this looks like... we'll start on the Jags side, where the Jags are fine with having their cornerback... Oh, wait, no. I don't know where I was going to go with that, actually, because I was like, oh, now they have Tyson. And it's no, they just traded away Tyson Campbell. Greg Newsome's probably going to be cheaper to re-sign if he does re-sign in Jacksonville. I think he fits what Anthony Campanelli, their defensive coordinator, is doing right now, too. And yeah, it allows the Jags to kind of get off this big contract. And if you're the Browns, or if you're a Browns fan, you're probably wondering, Well, then why did the Browns trade for this big contract? Next year's cap hit, only $10 million. The year after that, that's when he gets expensive, and then we'll see how the cap hits are really working with, again, the cap's going to go up, yada, yada, yada. I'm excited to see what a cornerback duo of Denzel Ward, Tyson Campbell can do. Like, that sounds fun. Again, this Browns defense is a lot of fun. They have a lot of young, really good players flying around out there, and now they have, again, a corner locked up for at least until next year, too. Weird trade, but, like, trade that kind of makes sense for both teams, and we got one more trade to talk about. Again, weird that there's been this many trades, and this is probably the weirdest trade. Odafe Owa and a 27 7th round pick go to the Chargers for Alohi Gilman and a 26 5th round pick. So, an edge rusher for a safety. We'll start on the Chargers side of things. The Chargers absolutely need pass rush help. I think they drafted Kyle Kennard. I don't think I've heard his name once when I've watched Chargers games. And obviously, Khalil Mack is injured, and injured for a decent amount of time at the moment. So now they bring in Odafe Owa, and they still have Tuli Tuapolatu. Those are going to be their edge rushers. I'm interested to see what Owe does. Again, he is a physical freak. He just kind of hasn't developed the bag other than just kind of, I'm going to run around you and I'm going to beat you to the corner. And again, he had 10 sacks last year. He has 0 sacks so far this year. I saw some comments from him where, like, it's not the chip on the shoulder thing, but he's ready for a change of scenery. He's ready to prove the Ravens wrong, that they shouldn't have moved on from him. Yeah, interested to see how that goes. Ravens on the other side. They get Alohi Gilman. Pretty good safety, honestly. Young safety, too. And yeah, the Ravens just need secondary help in general. I thought they were going to have one of the best secondaries in the league, and then everyone gets injured. So they bring in Alohi Gilman to help that out just a little bit, too. I think this is them wanting to move Kyle Hamilton into kind of like that nickel role for them, have him closer to the line of scrimmage instead of like back deep. That's what Gilman can do. That's what Starks can do. And that's what Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, I keep forgetting he changed his name, CJ Gardner-Johnson, that's what he can do as well, because that's also who the Ravens signed. You can argue maybe the Ravens need more cornerback help. I just think they need secondary players in general. So now their safeties, they have Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks, Alohi Gilman, CJ Gardner-Johnson. It sounds pretty good on paper anyways, and then those corners, Marlon Humphrey, Nate Wiggins, Jair Alexander, they have bodies, they have dudes, and this Ravens defense is currently one of the worst in NFL history. So adding anything to that secondary defense, it will help. The pass rush, on the other hand, I have no idea who's going to do anything. Pass rush is going to be rough, but if you can cover on the back end, it helps out your pass rush. So we'll see how that goes. Again, a weird trade, but those are the trades. Jermaine Pratt, the linebacker for the Raiders, didn't play last week and then subsequently got cut from the team. He immediately then signs with the Indianapolis Colts to be one of their linebackers, reuniting with his former DC in Cincinnati, Lou Anarumo, just like Mike Hilton did a few weeks ago too. Pratt, not the best linebacker, but again, he's a good body. He knows what Lou wants to do. Again, adding talented players at this point of the season, it matters. It counts for something, and I don't know how much playing time Pratt's really going to get, but, again, he knows what Lou wants to do, and when Lou was his DC, when the rest of the defense looked functional, Pratt had some really good years, so I'm interested to see if he kind of takes an uptick in his play after signing there. We will see. Former first-round pick Treylon Burks has finally been released from the Titans. He's been battling I think he had like a collarbone injury. Either way, he's been battling injuries for most of his career. If you don't know Treylon Burks, he is the wide receiver the Titans traded after trading away A.J. Brown for a first-round pick. And so basically the trade was A.J. Brown for Treylon Burks and obviously some other stuff. Did not work out well for the Titans whatsoever. For Burks, though, hopefully he can find a team that actually knows how to use him and use his skill set. Hopefully these injuries haven't taken away too much from his athleticism and things like that. Again, a fresh start is good for a lot of people, so hopefully it is for Treylon Burks too. We'll keep going, though. Odell Beckham Jr. Has a 6-game suspension for PEDs. Just retire, Odell. Like, no one, I don't think anyone's calling, no one's picking up the phone to get your services, because at best, you're a wide receiver 4. Like, literally at best right now, Odell is a wide receiver 4, and that sucks, because at one point in Odell's career, he was the best receiver in the league, by far. He was hitting, again, historical numbers, and the fastest to do this, and blah, blah, blah. But at this point, though, like, again, a 6-game suspension, and this is something I don't get with the NFL. Like, the suspension's already, like, enacted, so, like, this coming week, Odell will miss, like, that'll count for 1 game. It's the same with Justin Tucker, who got a 10-game suspension for being an absolutely terrible person. I won't get into it. But, like, yeah, like, after, like, the 10 games is up, Justin Tucker's allowed to sign. I'm like, it shouldn't work out that way. I don't know why the NFL has, like, if you're a free agent, if you're unsigned, and we give you a suspension, like, that'll just go. It's like, no, you're not playing. You're not part of a roster. Why should that suspension count? It should count once you get signed, and then, okay, boom, you're missing 10 games. They're not missing games right now. Like, technically, I could have a 10-game suspension for the NFL, and it would be done by, fucking week 15. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't really get it. Odell, I think it's just time to hang him up. He obviously claims that has never taken PEDs and all that stuff. Who knows at this point? A couple big fines happened last week too. Jonathan Gannon, the Arizona Cardinals head coach, fined $100,000 by the Cardinals for his alteration with Amari DiMercato after DiMercato fumbled going into the end zone, basically costing them the game. Video surfaced afterwards, Gannon getting in DiMercato's face, as he obviously should as his head coach, but I guess the thing that gave him the $100,000 fine is he kind of gave him like a big slap on the chest, bit of a shove. I don't know. Obviously, can't hit your players, can't like do that. I totally vouch for Gannon here though, because like if one of my players, if I was a coach theoretically, and one of my players did something that stupid, I would get so mad, especially if it cost us the game. Again, can't do that, can't hit anybody. $100,000 fine though, that seems fucking insane. Again, he lost his cool. It's reasonable to lose your cool in a moment like that, but like $100,000, that's a lot. But obviously, you shouldn't be hitting your players. This makes sense. But $100,000, like, goddamn, I don't think Jonathan Gannon really makes that much. Unlike this guy, Jerry Jones fined $250,000 for flipping off Jets fans after the game. Yes, there was a video taken by some fan of Jerry Jones in his box, just looking at Jets fans and literally just giving them the bird. Jerry said, I guess he went on radio afterwards to be like, I meant to do like a thumbs up and just got like confused. It's like, you can't play the old man card, Jerry. You are literally the GM of the Dallas Cowboys. You can't be like, I got confused in the moment, when you are in charge of all the personnel decisions and roster and everything of the team. Not a good look, but it was very, very funny. And the fact he got fined $250,000 for it is equally funny. We'll keep going though. Oh fuck, I forgot this happened. Mark Sanchez got stabbed and then arrested, and I'm still really confused, and I don't think a lot of the details are out there, where apparently Mark Sanchez got really drunk and tried to basically beat up a cab driver for a parking spot or something like that, got into his vehicle, I don't know, and then the guy stabbed him. The old man stabbed him like Mark Sanchez tried to beat up an old man. And he got obviously the worst of it. He had to go to the hospital, and I would assume he's okay, because I haven't heard anything that like, complications, blah, blah, blah. Mark Sanchez kind of just ruined his life. Like, very, very stupid mistake. He was, like he's a commentator for like these NFL broadcasts, and now he's definitely lost his job. I don't know, just obviously like a really, really dumb moment from Mark Sanchez, and now you're not even the guy who ran into a butt and fumbled the ball. You're the guy who tried to fight an old man for a parking spot and got stabbed for it. I don't know what's worse. I mean, obviously I know what's getting worse is trying to beat up an old guy for a parking spot and getting stabbed, but the butt fumble and that being the two things that you're going to be recognized like most for, like those will be the top two lines of your Wikipedia. Not great, Mark Sanchez. Not great. That'll, again, he might go to prison over this too. Two more things here. Very sad note here, but Arthur Jones, former Ravens defensive lineman, former Super Bowl champion, passes away at the age of 39. Hasn't been disclosed what happened, why. Again, it's just very, again, seeing 39. That's just far too young. If you don't know who Arthur Jones is, again, NFL lineman, played for the Ravens where he won a Super Bowl there in 2012, played for the Colts, and obviously his brothers are John Jones, cokehead, and obviously former UFC champion, one of the greatest UFC fighters of all time. And then Chandler Jones, equally kind of crazy person, and yeah, a really, really good edge player back in his day, another candidate for the Hall of Very Good at some point. And then here's Arthur, their older brother, and the only one who seemingly had his head on his shoulders. Again, yeah, very, very sad for them and that family, and I hope that something doesn't come out where I'm like, damn, like that sucks. But yeah, Arthur Jones, that's just incredibly sad. And then finally here, I don't even really know how to start this one. There was a Titans podcast, and former center Ben Jones was on it, and basically saying that in like 2016, 2017, when their offensive coordinator was Terry Robisky, that Marcus Mariota was basically calling the plays. Like, that's, like, no, it would be, what Ben Jones said was he'd get on the headset and be like, okay, guys, have fun out there. And that was it. Radio silence the rest of the time. So Mariota, Ben Jones are trying to figure out what to call, trying to see who's out there. There's a reason why Mariota's development was completely stunted. I thought Mariota was going to be this, again, the Jaden Daniels, the Lamar, like that level of quarterback, this next wave of super mobile QBs. And we were potentially robbed of that. Like, I loved Mariota at Oregon, and when he went to Tennessee, and I was like, damn, like, really? Like, this is him? And I think I'm kind of proven right that he could have been a very, very good franchise quarterback just based off his longevity in the league and how long he continues to play. And he has played very good football in spurts throughout his career. But yeah, having your development ruined as a rookie, again, your first 3 years in the league, you had no guidance, no support. It was, you just basically, like, you had to figure out what you were doing on the field. That really sucks for Mariota. I hope that this becomes a bigger story and more people talk about it, because it is one of the most insane stories. Like, again, calling your own plays as like a young on your rookie contract player. It's an absolutely insane thing, but regardless, we can move on onto this blind Thursday night football recap now. Did I say that right? Blind Thursday night football recap. It is the Eagles at the Giants. Listen, after a disappointing offensive output last week from the Eagles, they kind of did the same thing. The passing attack is almost non-existent. However, Saquon Barkley, in another revenge game against the Giants, he gets going despite him being a little bit banged up and a knee injury. He gets over 100 yards and a TD in this one. No Jalen Carter for the Eagles. So, yeah, the Giants were able to do some stuff. Wasn't great. I'm very, very low on Jackson Dart after this one. Again, facing the Eagles defense is tough, especially when you don't have a real weapon out there, but I give the Giants credit. They covered the spread. They did their thing. The pass rush was getting home against this banged up Eagles offensive line too. That was at least a positive to see from the Giants side. Low scoring game in this one. Final score, Eagles 20, Giants 13. That is your blind Thursday night football recap. And let's get into this week 6 preview now, starting off with the Broncos at Jets. Broncos minus 6.5. Total set at 43.5. This is going to be a whooping. An absolute whooping. Yeah, the Broncos defense is going to be able to do whatever they want to the Jets offense, because the Jets offense is run the ball, get the ball to Garrett Wilson. That is literally it. They don't do anything else. They don't have anyone else to throw to. Actually, that's not. Mason Taylor's been pretty good. I'll give him a shout out. But yeah, as much as I don't like Bo Nix, and it's really, I don't like Bo Nix. I think the rest of the Broncos team is actually really good. It's just the Jets are terrible. Like, the Jets are one of the worst teams in the league. This defense has shown no fight over the last few weeks. I mean, basically the entire season. Again, the offense is able to run and move the ball. Well, just run the ball well. They can't really move the ball well. And this offensive line is solid, but it's not good enough going against the Broncos, going against the leader in sacks right now, Nick Bonito, and the rest of that great defensive line and that secondary. Like, Pat Surtain is just going to be on Garrett Wilson the entire time. Who else is Justin Fields going to throw to? Josh Reynolds? I literally can't name another Jets wide receiver. Like, that again, like that's how bad their wide receiver room right now. It's Garrett Wilson and literally a bunch of nobodies. Broncos are going to win this one easy. I think Broncos minus 6.5 is a steal. We'll keep going though. Cardinals at Colts. Colts minus 6.5. Total set of 47.5. It's kind of the same thing of what I said in the last game. The Colts are the much better team. I was high on the Cardinals at some points, but now with both of the running backs out, some injuries on defense, Kyler is banged up. Again, the Colts are like literally one of the best teams in the league right now. I did not see that coming. I thought, like, okay, like, you know, if things work out, like, they can be like pretty good, but no, the Colts are playing phenomenal football. Jonathan Taylor looks like one of the best running backs in the league. Daniel Jones looks good with a capital G, I might add. I don't know, like, there isn't a weak point on this Colts team. You can point to Daniel Jones and be like, he's the weak point. But yeah, Daniel Jones is one of the best quarterbacks in football right now. It's really weird to say, but I give Chris Ballard, I give Shane Steichen a lot of credit, and then the Cardinals on the other side. You just had such a demoralizing loss last week where two things happened. You rebound, you play this close, or you get the doors blown off you, and that's just kind of it for their season, and that might be it for Jonathan Gannon, potentially, too. Not that he's going to get fired after this game if they get, like, blown out, but, like, the seat will definitely be hot if they get blown out in this one. I do think the Colts are going to win this one relatively easy. Next game up here, Rams at Ravens. Rams minus 7.5. Total set of 45.5. The Rams might hit that total by themselves. Like, quite honestly, the Ravens have given up 40 points in every single game except when they face the Browns. Yeah, the Rams are going to win this one. Lamar Jackson did not practice again today. Simple enough. Their defense is very bad. Their offense is very bad when Lamar is not the quarterback. The Rams have a very good offense. The Rams have a pretty good defense. The Rams are going to win this one, again, quite easily, I would imagine. We're 3 games in, and I think it's going to be 3 kind of blowouts. I really don't have a lot to say. Like, what can I say about the Ravens? I honestly don't even know who's really starting for their defense right now at the moment. They did bring in some guys with CJ Gardner-Johnson and Alohi Gilman, but, like, how much playing time are they going to be? Because they're going to be learning the system and the scheme, obviously. I guess Gilman anyways, what Minter runs and what Zach Orr runs is kind of within the same system. It's that Mike McDonald, that Michigan stuff. Yeah, like the Rams absolutely killed them. If Lamar ends up playing, this game could get close, but I don't think Lamar is going to play. I think that he'll miss this week. They'll have the bye week, and then he'll be back fully healthy. But yeah, Rams win this one easy. Browns at Steelers. Steelers minus 6.5. Total set at 38.5. I want to take the Browns in this one. I truly do. I think the Browns do have the better defense. And honestly, I think the Browns might have a more functional looking offense, which is really weird to say because like the Steelers, DK Metcalf, Aaron Rodgers, blah blah blah. But yeah, I don't think the Steelers really have a good run game. Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell went off in Ireland against the Vikings, but like, you're playing the Browns and the best run defense in football right now. I don't think they'll be able to run the ball well at all, and then it's just kind of covering DK Metcalf, and they got a guy named Denzel Ward who can do that pretty well, and now they have a guy named Tyson Campbell who could also probably do that pretty well. Yeah, this might be a Browns money line. And again, the reason why I'm more hesitant on the Browns, because obviously the way I'm talking, I feel like I'm all in on the Browns, but Steelers coming off a bye week, I feel like Mike Tomlin off a bye week record is probably really, really good. I could probably ask ChatGPT. I can just Google it too. And then on the inverse, you have Steelers coming off a bye week, all that stuff, and then you have the Browns, who had to fly back home from London to just immediately play a divisional game against a tough opponent. So that's kind of why I'm hesitant. I think I'm still going to take the Browns, though. At least take the Browns plus 6.5. I don't know about money line. Maybe it's enticing, but yeah, I'm like weirdly optimistic about the Browns. Like, I think that Quinshon Judkins has been great so far. The way that they're using Njoku and Harold Fannin is a lot of fun. The wide receivers obviously leave something to be desired. Jerry Jeudy had obviously a great season last year. Was obviously off to a slow start, just off QB play. So yeah, I do like the Browns. Sorry, Mike Tomlin record off the bye. Yeah, so Mike Tomlin's 14-4 off the bye. This makes a lot of sense, and again, why it might be Steelers money line, but it might be Browns plus 6.5. Either way, let's keep going here. Seahawks at Jaguars. Jags minus 1.5. Total set at 47.5. The Seahawks defense kind of got the doors blown off them last week. I've been very, very high on this defense, but obviously they ran into the buzzsaw that is Baker Mayfield and Emeka Ibuka, who just seemingly can't be stopped at the moment. But this is, again, it's another... Both of these teams are in my like top 10 in my power rankings right now, which, again, actually, I don't know if the Seahawks are. I think the Seahawks are at 11. I think the Jags are at 10. Either way, these are two teams that are battling for playoff spots, obviously, in different conferences, but the Seahawks kind of need to keep pace with the rest of the NFC. The Jags are obviously trying to battle the Colts for that division, but hopefully they can just get a wild card or something like that. I have no idea. No, but this will be a lot of, like, this game will be a lot of fun. This is probably, like, one of my favorite games to watch this week, potentially. No, it's going to be good. I want to see, again, the Jags offense go against the Seahawks defense, the Seahawks offense, which I haven't been talking about them enough, but like they've been great. And then going against I don't know, these are two weirdly really good teams and two teams that I didn't think were going to be like great, like really. And again, great might be a strong word at this point, but again, I'm very, very excited for this game. No real strong lean either way because I like both of these teams a lot. Keep going. Chargers at Dolphins. Chargers minus 3.5, total set at 42.5. This is the battle of the movable object versus the stoppable force. The Chargers offensive line is so bad right now. They're so banged up with injuries. And yeah, this Dolphins defensive line, I thought it was going to be a real strength of this unit, and it needed to be because our secondary is terrible, and holy fuck did we get pushed around by the Panthers last week. Not good. Like, quite literally not good, obviously. And then, yeah, when it's like, okay, both of our units kind of suck there, both of our trenches suck, and then when you look at the offensive side of things, yeah, Justin Herbert is going to be throwing to Ladd, Keenan Allen, QJ. Omarion Hampton is on IR for the next 4 weeks, so who's going to go off against us for 150 yards? Is it going to be Kamani Vidal? Is it going to be Hassan Haskins? I'm rolling with Vidal this week in fantasy anyways. I don't know. I would like to say that we're going to win. This is rewind because I said we're gonna come. I can't put any faith in the Dolphins anymore, and it's not like I have a lot of faith in the Chargers. I mean, if you've listened to this over the years, you kind of know my stance on the Chargers up until this year, where I was like all in on Herbert, and Herbert has been really good, but it's still the Chargers. It's still the same old shit at the end of the day. I don't know. This is basically the same old shit bowl, where some team will prove me wrong, and I really don't care who it's going to be at this point. Great analysis by me. We can keep going. Cowboys at Panthers. Cowboys minus 3.5. Total set at 49.5. This might be a Panthers spot for me. Panthers win last week. Big win. Rico Dowdle revenge game. Panthers are at home. And I think that Jalen Coker is back. I cannot confirm that he is back, but if Jalen Coker is back, this suddenly gives Bryce at least one more weapon to throw the ball to, because really it has just been T-Mac, Tet McMillan, and that's about it, where Jalen Coker fills in that Adam Thielen the slot role of getting open underneath, and Tet can kind of do all the deeper routes and all that stuff. And it opens up that offense just a little bit more. This Cowboys defense is still complete garbage. I don't care what they did to the Jets. The Jets are just also complete garbage. But, yeah, if Bryce has Jalen Coker back, if Tet's going, if Rico Dowdle is pissed that the Cowboys let him walk for nothing, and obviously it doesn't really matter because Javonte's going off for them, but I think that Rico Dowdle could have been doing the same thing in that spot. So, I do think big Rico Dowdle game, I think big Panthers offensive game, the total set at 49.5, I was going to be like, take the over, it's already a high over, but yeah, probably just take the over regardless. Patriots at Saints. Patriots minus 3.5. Total set of 45.5. This might be a letdown spot for the Patriots. They're on the road. Saints, it's a tough environment there in the, I know it's not the Mercedes-Benz Dome anymore, but whatever the hell they call that dome anymore. It is a tough environment. And the Saints, while bad, haven't been terrible. Like, they're capable of playing good football. It's just that most teams are just better than what the Saints can do. And like the Patriots are riding this big emotional high of winning on Sunday Night Football against a divisional rival, yada yada yada, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I do think the Patriots are a relatively real team, and I hate saying that, but this is actually this is like the first time that I have been doing the podcast where the Patriots have been like relatively good again. The last 3 seasons, I've just been able to be like, the Patriots suck, the Patriots are this, and now it hurts me to put the Patriots in a positive light. It is what it is. I do like Drake May. I love Gonzo. Again, there's a lot of guys on the Patriots that I do like, and maybe I'll get over my obsession the further Tom Brady gets in the back burner there. I have no idea, but Patriots should win this one. I think this might be like a pretty close game because I do think the emotional high of Sunday Night Football, I just feel like it'll, again, they'll win, I think, but I think that this game could be closer than people think it might be. We'll keep going. Titans at Raiders. Raiders minus 4.5. Total set at 41.5. Like absolute crap. This game sucks. The Titans, terrible. Brian Callahan should be fired. The Raiders, also terrible. Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, like that staff that I was like kind of optimistic about, smells not good. Geno Smith, terrible. Nothing on defense for literally either. I mean, I don't say that. It's Max Crosby. It's Max Crosby versus Jeffrey Simmons. That is the fight in this one, and they're not even on the same field at the same time. It's again, the Raiders should win just because again they have more functional coaches anyways, and just better everything than the Titans do, and that's crazy to say because the Raiders are also terrible. But the Titans, this feels like a game where, again, they're coming off that little emotional high of, oh my god, we won a game, and how crazy was that? Where this feels like a game where the Raiders it's a get-right game for the Raiders. I don't know if Brock Bowers is going to play, but This just feels like this feels like a game where Ashton Jeanty could go off for like 500 yards. Yes, I said 500 yards. We'll keep going though. 49ers at Bucks. Bucks minus 2.5. Total set at 47.5. I've been talking about these emotional roller coasters that teams have been on, the highs and the lows and all that stuff. And yeah, the 49ers are one of these teams last Thursday where, yeah, they played unbelievable. Mac Jones looking to make another start in this one. I haven't gotten updates on Jawan Jennings or Ricky Pearsall or Ayuk or Kittle or whatever. So it's kind of going to be running back the same offense that they did last week. Where, yeah, they looked great last week. However, I think the Bucks are just going to shove them in a locker. I do think the Bucks are going to wipe the floor with them. I think that this is kind of a comeback down to earth game for Mac Jones. Where, yeah, Mac Jones has been great so far this year, but I think this is going to be more like a Mac Jones 200 yards with a passing TD and maybe 2 picks and something like that. I just think that the Bucks are one of the best teams in the NFL right now, and they're also very, very injured. This is not a fully healthy team, and they still look incredible. Yeah, I think that minus 2.5 line, it makes sense, but I just think we're due for a regression. Like, there's no way that Mac Jones and Kendrick Bourne can do it again. I don't know. Like, I can see it 1 week, 2 weeks in a row. No, thank you. So, on the Bucks in this one. Bengals at Packers. Packers minus 14.5. Total set at 44.5. Minus 14.5. Yes, the Packers are going to wipe the floor clean with them. I just use that expression, but whatever. Packers coming off a bye week as well. They are at home. Joe Flacco doesn't really know the playbook. I mean, the playbook is just throw it to Jamar Chase, throw it to T. Higgins. That is literally it. I am worried for Joe Flacco's well-being. Being behind that offensive line and having to go against Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary, Devontae Wyatt, Lucas Van Ness, Edge Cooper. Again, the front seven of the Packers is very, very good. I'll be interested to see how the secondary holds up. But again, I don't think Joe Flacco will have the time to throw the ball. And then, yeah, on the other side of things, the Packers offense is good. The Bengals defense is terrible. There's a reason why the line is set at 14.5. This should be an absolute shit kicking by the Packers. And we'll keep going. Probably the game of the week here, Sunday Night Football. Lions at Chiefs. Chiefs minus 2.5. Total set at 52.5. This is going to be a good one. And this is going to be a good game. I don't know where this is going to go. Obviously, the Chiefs at home, that's a big advantage. Pat Mahomes has been playing some incredible football so far this year, and they're facing a weaker Lions defense. Lions defense has been playing well, but again, I think that week 6 is the real week for the Chiefs to really take off. But if they can get a big win against what currently is my number one team in the NFL, the Lions, that is absolutely huge. I mean, obviously it's huge, but only having Xavier Worthy be your one true weapon, and I always say that, but Travis Kelce's still good, Juju's fine, Tyquan Thornton has been again a real nice addition to this team, but all of those guys are past their prime or just kind of finding their groove in the league at this point. So yeah, I don't know. I'll be interested to see how Aiden Hutchinson matches up against rookie Josh Simmons if he lines up that way. This is going to be a good game. I'm interested to see how this Chiefs defense holds up against the potent Lions offense. No, I'm really excited for one. This should be a great Sunday Night Football game. Fortunately for me, I will be back in Ottawa, so the game will start at 8:15 and not 9:15, and I can actually watch the full thing. Again, no real leans in this one. I'm just excited for this matchup. If the Chiefs do come away with a win, I'm fully on the board, Pat Mahomes MVP train when he gets Rashee Rice back. That offense is going to be incredible. Seriously, I don't think people are ready for how good this Chiefs offense is going to be once Rashee Rice comes back. We'll leave it at that. two Monday Night Football games here. Starting off with the first one, Bills at Falcons. Bills minus 4.5. Total set at 50.5. Falcons coming off a bye. This should be the game where the Bills defense figures something out. Because for one, I think Michael Penix stinks. Simple as that. And I think, I think that the Bills should be able to stop Michael Penix. I don't think it's that difficult. Stopping Bijan, on the other hand, very, very, very hard. And this Bills run defense has been pretty damn bad. So it'll be, again, then I think the Bills are going to be playing really pissed off. Obviously, they lose this big Sunday night game. They're wearing their all-white uniforms. It's a whiteout in the crowd. Don't have whiteout games. I think there's another NFL team doing it this week that they're all, we're like, they're doing a whiteout game. Like Penn State lost in their whiteout. Bills lost in their whiteout. Don't know who's doing the whiteout next, but not good. I think the Packers lost in their whiteout game too. Right? When the Packers played the Browns, weren't they doing their all-white uniforms and stuff like that? I have no idea. I forget. It's not even that long ago. There's a lot of stuff going on. It is what it is. Yeah, Bills, again, Bills should win rather easily, I would imagine. But again, we'll see what version of the Bills show up. And then finally, Bears at Commanders. Commanders minus 4.5. Total set at 49.5. The battle of the first and second overall picks from last year. Bears coming off a bye. The Commanders maybe getting Terry McLaurin back for this one. That will obviously be huge for their offense in general. Huge for me in fantasy too, if he comes back. But I want to be like, the Bears are going to win. But I just never give the Commanders enough credit. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I was relatively low on Jaden Daniels going into his draft year, and obviously he's exceeded that, but maybe I still have like some preconceived biases there. Maybe it is because of their lack of weapons, and if Terry isn't going, that I don't trust Luke McCaffrey and Zach Ertz to really be their like best pass catchers. Noah Brown is also there, I guess, too. Like Dan Quinn, I think is a good coach, but I just think Dan Quinn is a good coach, and that's kind of as far as I'll take it. Cliff Kingsbury, I still don't trust as far as I could probably throw him. The defense is old as dirt, but it all seemingly works together. I don't understand the Commanders. We're now almost a year and a half of me not understanding the Commanders whatsoever, but hey, it is what it is. Again, this will be a very fun game. This is one of these games where whoever wins this game probably looks like they will be one of these wild card teams in the playoffs, and whoever loses they'll be fighting obviously towards the end, but like this might be the game that decides it ultimately. Interested to see if Caleb and Rome Odunze can really cook these corners, because they absolutely should be able to. Again, it'll be a fun game. I'm excited for it. And yeah, that is the Week 6 preview. That is the episode. The Thursday Night Football game starts in 20 minutes, so I have to end this here. I'm going back home to Ottawa. Cam and Gabby's wedding. Very, very exciting. I finally got to practice kettleboil, too, at the Woodsman practice. If you don't know what kettleboil is, basically I have a log, an axe, 3 matches, and I have to make my can of water boil. They wanted me to like get close to the fire and like give it some more air so the flames can be hotter and all that stuff, whatever. And I was just like, I'm not doing that. I got to be in wedding pictures on Saturday. Next week, you can singe my eyebrows all you want. Not today, though. But yeah, that'll be a very fun weekend being back in Ottawa for the first time. Actually, that's not true. I was literally back in Ottawa like the day after we moved here. But excited to see my family. Excited to see my little nephew. Excited to, again, just be back in Ottawa and see all my friends. It'll be a great time, but I'll leave it here. And as always, if you have liked this, please like, share, retweet, subscribe, tell your friends, all that fun stuff. And until next time, peace.